Hey everyone, this is Rasmus from rasmushelp.com and welcome to this video tutorial how to build a scalable agency business. And before we get started with the actual tutorial, I would like to talk to you a little bit about what an agency business is and why you should care about this type of business. And about 10 years ago, I started my first business, and this was actually an agency business. And this business, I ran it for about 4 years, where I was providing a ton of different website services and marketing services to clients. And this is a great type of business, and you can actually get started with this without much experience or previous skills, and especially today versus back then, because today you can find software that can be used to provide many of these services. So you can, for example, find a software that can write content for you. You can find a software that can do SEO services, that can build backlinks, that can create videos, and all sorts of things that does so that you don't have to do all of this manual work anymore, and that you can actually provide some of these services with just a few clicks. But how can you actually build a scalable agency business, and what do you actually need in order to do this? And I've identified four main factors that come into play when you want to build a scalable agency. So let's jump into it and see what these four elements are. And you can see here, the first is the services, the second is the clients, the third is the management, and the fourth is the team. And the team is an optional one if you need it, but sometimes this is not the case, and in some cases you will actually be able to provide these services yourself. So let's jump into the services and see what you need to think about here. And with the services, you need to think about, okay, what are you going to provide? How can you actually provide this? Do you need to be like in a physical location with the customer in order to do this? Can you do it online? How much time do you need to spend to create this service? Is this something that you're going to need to spend 30 hours on? Is something that you can do with just a few clicks and 5 minutes inside of a software? Or is it a long process that takes a day? Or however are you going to complete this service? Then you need to think about, are you going to do the whole service in-house, or are you going to outsource the service, or are you going to outsource just a part of the service, or are you outsourcing everything? Let's take an example. You're building a website for a client, and you're not really a programmer, so you need to outsource to a programmer to program the website, or you need to outsource to a designer to actually design the website, and then you do everything else. So last but not least, inside of the services, we need to think about quality control. And this is not like you need to have some employee that looks at the product just before it goes out and tests that it's all good, because this is not exactly what I'm meaning, but technically this is, of course, what you should do. You should, of course, always make sure that the service that you're providing has a quality to it that you can look yourself in the mirror with and feel good about delivering. On top of this, especially if you are outsourcing to freelancers, you need to make sure that their work are of the highest quality, or at least at the same quality of work that you are providing, so that you don't provide a bad service just because you decide to outsource some of it. So let's jump to the next one, and here we're talking about clients. So here you need to identify who are your clients, how do you find these clients, and how to make the actual sales. So are you gonna start sending emails out to people? Are you gonna start cold calling people? Are you gonna go to social media and find people there? Are you gonna set up ads? Or what is your strategy for finding the clients in your business? Next up, we have the management, and this is a very, very important part of this equation, because if you don't figure out how to manage this entire process, you are gonna fail. Because if you don't figure out how to make sure that there's a good track of your of the project, you make sure that there's no extra delays and all sorts of things. And the best way to do this is by having some sort of software system in layman's terms, this is called a customer relationship management system, or a CRM system. And this is a system that I would highly recommend any agency business to get, because by having a CRM system, you'll be able to create your clients, create projects, create tasks, put this all together, create estimates and invoices, and communicate with clients and everything else that you need in order to make sure that you are delivering high quality services. So how are you managing your client, how to keep track of the work, how to invoice your client, how to deliver your services to the client, and are contracts needed? If you, for example, are going to build a website with lots of features and so on, and it's going to take you a week or 2 weeks or even a month to build this for a client, and they're not going to pay you up front, then you definitely need a contract to make sure that they're going to pay afterwards. So this is another important factor when you're doing agency business about these contracts. And especially if you, for example, make a long-term relationship with a customer. Let's say you're going to provide SEO services to a customer and you're going to do that for a year. Then if they pay, let's say they pay $1,000 every month for this service, and then after 3 months they stop paying because they don't feel like they got enough out of it, then if you have the contract, they are forced to pay this money no matter how unhappy they are with the services, unless they can get out of the contract. So this is another very important factor in this equation about building a scalable agency business. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is the team. And here you need to consider, can you provide the services yourself, or do you need other people to be able to do this? Do you need any team members? Can you manage this yourself, or is it too big of a job to actually do yourself because there's not enough time in a day for you to deliver this on time to the customers? Maybe they need to have it ready in 1 week and you can only do it yourself in 2 weeks, for example. Then you have this again, should you hire freelancers, or should you actually hire personnel to work under you? And again, this is very depending on what kind of business you are creating. Are you creating a marketing agency, a travel agency, an insurance agency, or whatever it is that you are creating here? Because some of these businesses, having them hired is the only way to go. But in many times, you can actually just hire a freelancer on a contract basis or for an hourly price, where you are hiring them for 5 hours, 10 hours, or for a specific job and so on. And this can, in many cases, be a great way to do it because you can get the service cheap. You don't have to worry about if your employee are happy at your job, if they have all the equipment that they need, if they have healthcare and dentist and so on, because a freelancer just get paid for a specific job or an hourly rate and so on. So how can you actually put all of this together, and what exactly is it that you need in order to make this work? And here I would highly recommend you to pick up a new software that just launched last week called AgencyScale. And AgencyScale is the customer relationship management system, or a CRM system, that is built for agency businesses. And it comes with everything that you need in order to build a scalable agency, including how to find clients, where you're going to get a client finder that can find 200 new leads every day with the front-end version of this software. If you decide to upgrade the software, you can find unlimited clients every day. So here we solve number 2, which is the clients. Then we have the services, and here inside of AgencyScale, you actually get 32 different blueprints to software that you can then use to provide services. This could be, for example, Create, which is an AI content writing service, where you could go in and get the AI to write an article for you, and then you would learn how to provide this as a service, how to find the clients, and everything in between, how to price the service, how to deliver it, and so on and so on. This is all completely done for you inside of AgencyScale, where you have this for 32 of the most popular software in our marketplace today. On top of this, you are of course also going to get this huge CRM system where you can create clients, you can create projects, you can create tasks, you can create estimates and invoices, and you can set up your team members and everything else that you need in order to provide reliable services. So let's jump into the software so you can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about and what it is that you need. Because this software is of course not the only software that you can use for this, but I will highly recommend this compared to other softwares, because other software is typically starting at, for example, $30 per month, and then you go all the way up to $100 per month or several $100s per month. But with AgencyScale, you only pay a one-time fee, and then you can use this forever. You can create unlimited clients inside of the system, create unlimited invoices and estimates and everything. You can find these 200 new clients every day, and you get these 32 blueprints. So let me quickly run through the software here so you can see some of the things that you're getting inside here. And on the left side, you can see we have the main dashboard that we're in now. Then we have the project dashboard, the client, the HR, the ticket, and the finance one. Down here below, we have the different sections. So here you have the leads, your clients, the HR, where you can set up your different employees, the departments, designation, attendance, holiday, and leave. Then you have the work, and this is where you set up contracts, projects, tasks. You have a task board and a task calendar and time logs. Then you have the finance, where you can create the estimates, the invoices, recurring invoices. You can add manual payments, or if people decide to pay with online payments on the invoices, that they can do with PayPal and Stripe, Authorize.net, Molly, and other services, then it's going to be automatically added in here. Then you have expenses. You can set up expenses for each project too. And you have the recurring expenses, and you have the credit note. When you go further down here, you can see that we have the products, and here you can set up as many products as you want that you are providing inside of your business. So this could be article writing, social media marketing, and so on and so on. Then you have the tickets, and this is a very smart ticket system where customers can create a support ticket, and you can follow the progress of this. So every time you reply, they're going to get a message about it, and the status of the ticket is going to change. And at the end, when you're done, you can set it as resolved, and then you can keep 100% track of who you are in the progress of helping, who is already done, who you haven't started with, and so on. And next up, you have the messages, and in here you can send messages directly to customers, and this is perfect when you are talking about some specific job, if you are negotiating, and all sorts of other things where you can get a complete distraction-free messenger-like system where you can communicate with your clients or potential clients. You also have the events, the notice board, the reports, the billing, the frequently asked questions, and the settings down here. You also have the client finder up here, and then you have the blueprints. And this is what makes AgencyScale so special compared to any other agency or CRM system out there, because this makes it easy for anyone to start their own marketing agency from scratch without any experience. Because in here you can see we have the 32 top softwares in our marketplace today. For example, Create here, which is the AI content writing service, Today, which is a video AI software. This is a graphic design software, copywriting software, website building software, and so on and so on. There's almost no limitation to what kind of service that you can provide with this. And then you just go into each of these, and then you're going to get all of the information you need to start providing this as a service to clients. Because in here you have the overview, and over here on the left side you have all the information you will ever need. First you have the product overview, where you can see your target audience and so on. Then you have the client getting checklist, on where you get different approaches to getting your clients with emails and other different approaches. Then you have a pricing guide to see how you should price these different services. Then you have the Fiverr domination, where they will show you how to create gigs on Fiverr, how to set it up. For example, gig number 5 here, I will help you grow your online presence, about the gig, why use my service, pricing, and everything. And in this, for example, here you can see we have 9 different gigs on just this software here. So here you get 9 services. Then if you took Create, maybe you got 3 different services there too, and so on and so on. So here you can start. If you own any of these software yourself, then I'll highly recommend you to start there. But if you don't know where to start, when you are picking up AgencyScale through my link. You can do that by clicking the link in the description below, and that will take you to my review and bonus page. And here you can read my full review of AgencyScale by clicking at any of these boxes down here. You can also watch my full review of AgencyScale, where I'm also going to give you a demo. I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons, and I'm going to show you all of my custom bonuses. And you can see all of my custom bonuses at the bottom of this page here. And here again, we have all of the different softwares and the pricing. And down here, one of these bonuses is a complete walkthrough of the entire system. Then you're going to get my recommendation for 5 of the best software tools inside of AgencyScale that you can use for services, and a ton more that I don't want to go too much into because I explain all of this in my review video, so that you can just go up on this page and watch that. So I hope that you are going to take the things you learned today into action, and I hope that I give you the inspiration to start or grow your agency business and start using these different 4 parameters to make sure that you are building a scalable business. Because if you can't follow the growth of your business, you will get into trouble. But if you use a system like AgencyScale, it's going to be very easy for you to scale it, because you can keep track of all of your work, you can find new clients, you can even get your services that you can provide to clients from this with the 32 blueprints. Of course, you can do everything else. You can create the invoices, the projects, the tasks, and manage your team and so on. So this can do everything you need it to do, and you can get it for just $39 one-time fee. So you can still generate 200 clients every day for the rest of your life for just $39 today. So click the link in the description below to go to this review and bonus page for AgencyScale and grab it now to build your scalable agency business today. So that brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching my video tutorial, how to build a scalable agency business. I'll speak to you on the next one. Take care and bye bye.